Happy Monday. If you're watching on either YouTube or Facebook and you're watching a replay, let me know in the comments, put a hashtag replay, and let me know also what you're working on, like we all chat about when I'm up and going. Give everybody a few minutes to jump on. Give myself a minute to figure out what I'm doing. There we go. I think I'm set. As you're hopping on, tell me hi. If you're working on a project, tell me what you're working on. It is that time of year when people are starting to not be able to post things because they're gift knitting, which I think is fun. It's fun, but at the same time, it's kind of a bummer because we don't get to see as many things. But gift knitting and the anticipation is exciting. Hi, Linda. Let's see. Linda, another Linda, Oriana. Mom, hand winding more yarn. Nicole, yes. If Melissa will make me a note of that, I will send that to you. I meant to show it to somebody today because we were talking about it. Not you specifically, but I was going to show them your outfit and I forgot. Holly working on lots. Mary working on sleeve. Joyce working on scarf. And Giggle water shawl. Oh, that's the, Joyce is doing this beautiful rectangular lace wrap with beads. I can't wait to see it done. She's using the Magnolia yarn, so it's a wool-free yarn and it's got the shine to it, plus the beads. Oh, it's gonna be gorgeous. Hi, Sarah. Well, at least I can get to the end of my rope so I can show what I've got going on here to you guys while we're waiting for people to come on. Hi, Shar. Again, as you pop on, tell me what you're working on, if you're knitting or crocheting or making dinner or just hanging out on the couch. But I want to know what you're working on. For those of you who are not local, like my mom, well, right now my mom's not local because my parents are down in Florida for another couple weeks. Yeah, Malcolm, I love the combination of Pitter Pat and Giggle Water. Yeah, they both sound fun. Linda's working on a test knit, felted pumpkin bag, fun. John's working on playing baseball, waiting for the Lions. Nice. Oh, that would probably explain why the woman at the front counter at the dentist's office today was wearing a Lions shirt. I barely turn my TV on these days, so I didn't even know they were playing today. Hi, Julie. Almost done with your journey test knit. Excellent. Shar, I saw you're working on Vic's sweater. That's cool. Noelle, come get your weather. So today, Noelle, you can keep your weather because I don't think you want ours. It was snowing here today, you guys. Not obviously not enough to accumulate anywhere. And when I looked at my watch to show what the recent temperature is, it said it was 41, but it was legit snowflakes coming down. And I am not a big fan. I'm not ready. Yeah, we'll keep it. Hi, Jody. Finish your magical thinking. Awesome. Lisa working on the Stephen West MCAL. Jackie Stephen West. Hi, Jill. Oh, Mom, 87 in Florida where they are. So I'll tell a quick story before I get started. I was chatting with my parents yesterday and you know, they're in Florida. It's 87 degrees. They've been down there for a couple of weeks. So I'm talking to my dad and he said, so have you gotten up to the campground in the last week or so? No, Dad. No, the weather is not as nice here as it is down there. let's see, Oriana working on Gamma Ray by Rowan Kid Silk Haze. Cool. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is October 30th. Devil's Night, is that a thing still? Like Hallows Eve? I don't know. Halloween's never been a huge thing for me. It is for Victoria, so I'm learning more. But day before Halloween. My name is Kristen. I am the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SVRC Marketplace. Marketplace hours are 10 to 6, Wednesday through Saturday. Hi, Sherry. This Wednesday, November 1st, we have at least 2, and I think maybe 3 grand openings here. Cakes the Great is opening. I know I mentioned her last week. They've done a little like open the doors while they're working on things, but tomorrow or Wednesday afternoon is their official grand opening. Melissa, I have a note to talk about that. Hi, Ruth. And then right next to Cakes the Great is a new, I think it's essential oils and tea. Honestly, you guys, I haven't even been around much the backside of this part of things. I like I like being in my little fishbowl, and you guys keep me busy in my little fishbowl, so I don't get out very often. Cakes the Great will be where those nature people were initially, which is like a kind of enclosed space back in the southeast corner of the building, close to the credit union. And then the new oils place will be right next to that. And then one of the other vendors that's coming in is Tio Leo's, and they do hand rolled ice cream, which they've done as pop-up things. They were outside when we had the Kianda Festival going on. And you end up with like a bowl that looks like roses of ice cream. I feel like I need to investigate that a little bit more. They're supposed to be going in back there too. So it's pretty exciting to get some spaces filled. It just takes a long time for everybody to get things up and going. I love ice cream, but not, when I'm freezing. So let's talk knitting. Well, first let's do Melissa asked about the trick-or-treating at the marketplace. So last Friday we had trick-or-treating here at the marketplace from 5 to 7. And every year it's gotten bigger, which is awesome. And the number of kids that come through is really great. And I think obviously it's more exposure for the marketplace, for more people in the community to see what's in here. And I bought 450 pieces of candy, and I ran out at about 6:20. And there were still kids coming in the door at like 10 to 7. I felt so bad, but there were a lot of kids coming through here. And, granted, there were some parents that wanted candy. There were some kids that probably came through more than once because it's hard to keep track. But I guess I'm going to have to plan better for next year. My whole thought this year was I had overbought, and whatever I didn't use here, I could take home and give away there. But obviously that didn't work. Tomorrow, maybe somebody knows if any of the stores have candy on sale yet, or maybe stores that don't even have the candy anymore. I have to go tomorrow shopping for candy for V to hand out tomorrow night. But it was really great. Lots of fun costumes. It's always a good time to see the market just really bustling. Okay, so now we can talk about knitting. I am wearing the No Need to Panic sweater, which was a Casapinka sweater knit along a couple years ago. Kroger. Okay, I'll try that, Holly. It's a top-down, seamless, fun little designs in there. True to a lot of the Casapinka patterns. It's kind of like a stitch sampler. And she has it's written for long sleeves. She has a version to shorts to make it short sleeves. A lot of you might remember for a while, I had one short sleeve and one long sleeve on this. And then I finally last year went back and put the other long sleeve on there. So, well, kind of 3/4 length sleeves. It is not supposed to be this wide of a neckline. I was looking at my project photos from after I finished it and blocked it, and the neck was not this wide. I really, it's been on the hanger for a while. Well, probably 2 years, and on the mannequins and on and off things. So it needs to be reblocked and brought in a little bit. But if you're looking at the pattern, it shouldn't, the neckline won't be this wide if you follow the instructions. The yarn that I used is the Sea Isle cotton from Plymouth Yarns. This yarn, some of you have worked with it, I know. It's a chainette construction, and it's they're not solids. Like this one is kind of a mint green, but it's got white in there too. So it's really lightweight. This doesn't feel bulky at all, but it's still, it's warm because it's 50% cotton, 50% wool. The nice thing for a worsted weight yarn, the nice thing about this is it's got 329 yards per skein. So most worsted skeins are around 200 to 220 yards. So at $16.99, it's a pretty good value. The sweater takes anywhere from 4 to 7 if you use 4 to 7 skeins if you use the Sea Isle cotton. I am wearing, and it's designed to have a lot of positive ease in it. So I am wearing the second size, and it's a 44. It's supposed to be the finished size of things. So it goes from a 40 up to, I meant to check and I forgot. Melissa will probably be on that though. But really fun sweater, easy to do. I want to say she had optional short rows for the neckline in the back. I can't really remember, but it would be a great first sweater for somebody to do. Not like necessarily your first project, but if you've done shawls, scarves, things like that, this would be a fun first sweater. 40 to 72. There we go. And the beauty of having all that positive ease in there is that you don't really have to, there's no waist shaping. You don't really have to worry about specific measurements quite as much. So the Sea Isle cotton comes in, I don't know, 11 or 12 different colors. We have almost all of them here, of course, except for this color, because what I have in a sample never stays on the shop for very long. Does Plymouth have a DK in cotton wool? I don't know, Ruth. You might be able to, there's 4.5 stitches per inch on 7s. So that'd be what, 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18 stitches on 4 inches. You might be able to make this cross over into DK. And maybe this, maybe the pattern calls for DK. I don't remember. It is a good crossover yarn that kind of can do either. It's kind of like Cascade 220 Superwash Merino, is a little bit on the thinner side for a worsted versus like the knitted worsted weight yarn that we have is much heavier. Gauge matters, you guys. Swatch. So that's what I'm wearing, and what I am working on. I am working solely on one project. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. And I think every year I have to do this with the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, because otherwise, now that I know what the finished product looks like, my brain says, oh, we should move on to something else. So I'm really trying to focus and get this one done. So again, the square block in the middle was week 1. Week 2, you separated and did like this little chevron in each direction. So I'm working on the second side. So that part was week 2. Week 3 was, this is what happens when you don't do his Weave and Steven method of things. is you end up with all this. I started weaving some in. I got that far, as far as I got with it. But it's this really cool texture that almost looks like waves. I really like how it turned out. And it's just simple slip stitches. You have to pay attention, but you have to count to 4. If you can count to 4, you can do this because it's basically knit 4, slip 4. And it just offsets each time, which gives you that really cool texture. So I have to mirror this on the other side. So I still have from basically from here, finish the chevron and then do this little bit. And then the final clue will pick up along one of the long edges. Hi, Donna. So I'm really trying to stick with this. I'll point this out to you guys because nobody will probably notice it. But I do, because of the way Stephen had to revamp his first clue. Instead of ending with color D, it ended with color B. And he wasn't able to get through and change all of the clues for the remainder of the shawl. So if you follow what it says, everything goes A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, and that's the end of that clue. The next clue starts with A again. So I've got A, B, and then it goes up into the rest. I am, because I'm not OCD about very many things, but I am about my knitting. On this side, I switched it. So it ended with B for the first section, and then I went right on to C and D to keep the color progression the same. There's really no reason you can't do that. Or if you decided you wanted to throw in a 5th color, like he says, or like Ashley put mohair in her little lace sections, which looks really cool. It's not really going to throw anything off if you switch things up a little bit. And then up here, the side is going to be my not quite symmetrical side. I started section 3, clue 3 with color B instead of color A, which I didn't realize until I was probably about up here doing that. So it didn't get ripped out. Again, I think in the grand scheme of things, stuff like that, nobody's going to notice. It's not like I'm going to have it. Well, if I have it on display here, it might be strewn out so you could see everything. But otherwise, if you're wearing it, it's going to be bunched up and around you and cozy. And everybody's just going to admire the beautiful stitch work and the amazing job that you did. So I am working on that. That's it. I want to get it done because I want to get back to my rainbow sweater. And I think I have a cowl on the needles that I started. Well, at least 2 cowls on the needles that I started a couple of years back. Those need to get done. You all know how that goes. You're gonna leave the fringe. Well, that's the funny thing is he actually calls for fringe on the final shawl, but he calls for it on the opposite edge. So I debated it. I really debated it because it's a lot of ends to weave in. His final shawl is more like this way. So this edge has a border and then fringe that comes off of it. So my fringe would be on both sides. We'll see. I'm thinking though, the second side, I'll be changing yarns on the edge that you pick up to do the border. So well, no, I'm not even going to be able to do that. I thought maybe I'd be able to use the fringe then, but I still have like that much of a border to do. If you haven't watched the video for the last clue, he does give you some parameters in terms of if you want to make your shawl bigger, if you want to make your shawl smaller, how to make sure that you have enough yardage to accomplish what you want to accomplish with it. So I don't know if in the end I will actually put fringe on it or not. We shall see. Sorry, you guys, my throat is so dry. So that's what I'm working on. Yarns that we've got here. So I have been slacking a little bit on talking about the clubs, some of the clubs that we've got going on. Next week, I will be talking about some of the D-Stitch Nation, which I think I finally realized we're only 10 months into the year. I think it's supposed to be like Destination, but it's D-Stitch Nation. It just looks like D-Stitch Nation. I don't know. It's a club that Wonderland Yarns does every month. That's the storybook club. Next week, I will be talking about a couple of those. I just got November Herstory and D-Stitch Nation in today, and they are safely tucked behind the counter. But let me tell you, the Herstory for November is gorgeous. It's not going to last very long. But I've got Herstory for October that I don't think I ever talked about, and it's an awesome Halloween-y color. The Herstory features female authors. So October is Justina Ireland. And the colorway, they call it Dread Nation. They call it Zombie-rific Greens Battered with Red. Inspired by her best-known books, Dread Nation and The Deathless Divide. Zombies during the Civil War. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting, I didn't read through all the rest of it, but this is what it looks like. If you're watching on YouTube, it may not be as vibrant. If you're watching on Facebook, it's pretty accurate. It is like a bright, well, here's a yellow to compare a yellow to it. Kind of an orangey yellow, but still. You can see it's that bright, real vibrant, almost like a green yellow with splashes of reds and blacks, brown. Some of the reds look more like a brown dried blood. So I have, if you are part of this club, I have got yours set aside. But I do have a couple that are not spoken for. I've got 2 of the sock and 3 of the worsted. So here's the worsted, which I think it's cool how speckled yarn looks so different on different bases because of how the yarn absorbs the color. So Melissa posted on there, the sock is $31.50. The worsted is $29.50. Worsted is 200 yards in 4 ounces, and it's a squishy one. Sock is 80/20 merino nylon, 420 yards. Knitted Wit works with mills that are different than a lot of other hand dyers. Like Dream in Color has their yarns milled specifically for them, and I believe so does Knitted Wit, and it's spun in a way that is not quite so squishy soft, but is a more, I would say probably a more durable yarn. It'll wear a little bit better, especially if you're going to do socks, fingerless mitts, things like that. So I've got, well, now Ruth said she wants one of these. So I have 1 of the sock and 3 of the worsted weight left of that. So that is called Dread Nation. The fun October-y color. And then I was looking through our Explore the Rainbow Club, and I believe everybody who has, Cindy, maybe you didn't get yours yet, I'm not sure. Anybody that is part of the club, I have your yarns set aside, but I do have extras. I have 2 each of the solids. So the Explore the Rainbow is another Knitted Wit. They did this one on a DK yarn, 280 yards in 4 ounces. And the way they did theirs was it alternated. 2 months were red, 2 months were orange, 2 months were yellow through the rainbow, but they would alternate a solid and then a speckle. So I've talked about it a little bit more toward the beginning of the year. Each month comes with a pattern for a 1 skein DK weight project. There have been hats, there have been fingerless mitts, there have been cowls, there have been socks. I can't remember what else they've done. I think they've done 2 different hats, maybe 2 different socks. But It would be fun if you wanted to do something rainbowy without it being like in your face, because this is definitely not red. It is pink. It's a vibrant pink. And the colors are not your usual. So there's the red and the orange and the yellow and the green and the blue. Aren't those fun? It would be such a cool, fun, rainbowy project that, like I said, you can tell it's rainbow inspired, but it's not the traditional, very primary colors. I do have, and I'm kind of surprised because those go pretty quickly. So I have 2 each of the solids of those, if you're interested. I have a couple of the speckles left over. So I have 1, possibly 2, but I know 1 for sure, of the yellow speckle. So I'm so easily distracted, you guys. A little fly just flew by my face. So that kind of gives you an idea of January, February, March, April. So this would have been May and June. So I've got 1 of the yellow speckles. Then July was back to the solid. August was the green speckle. I have 1 of the green speckles. And then I have 2 of these. And I don't know why I have 2 of these, you guys, because it is so gorgeous. So September was the turquoise. October was the speckled turquoise. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? I have 2 skeins left of the DK weight speckle. Bespeckled turquoise, they call it. I think they all are really fun. The other thing you could do is a project that uses like these 2 together, because they are similar, but you would be able to see some color work, I think, if it was like wide stripes or something like that. Melissa, okay. Put it on the spreadsheet. Yeah, they're fun, and I like doing this club. I think next year we'll probably change things up a little bit, and yeah, we'll see what clubs the dyers are going to come up with. We are still participating in the Dream in Color pop-up club. I have not. Have I gotten October already? I can't remember if I've gotten October already or not. I don't have it readily available to me. Ruth, 280 yards in the DK. And so what they do is they put a QR code. Can you see that? On the inside of their labels that takes you directly to whatever the pattern is. So that's kind of fun. You don't have to worry about losing the pattern or trying to figure out what pattern it was supposed to go with. So that's yarns I haven't talked about. Upcoming events. November 17th and 18th is holidays in the heart of the city. So that is when, so the 18th is a Saturday. That will be parade day. There will be a lot going on downtown, which is awesome. That 17th and 18th is also when the marketplace is hosting their holiday makers market up in the ballroom. And they're doing things a little bit differently, which I think is kind of fun this year. So what they're doing is on Friday night, so Friday, November 17th, they're doing what they're calling a sip and shop from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. up in the ballroom. So there's a bar that's set up there that they'll be serving wine and probably other fun holiday-ish cocktails that evening. And then Saturday, November 18th from 10 to 5 will be the makers market up there. That one is usually really good. We get some great vendors up there. I try and do a lot of my holiday shopping up there. Oh, there we go. Mimosas, wine, and cold brews. Non-alcoholic beverages also available. Look at that, you guys. Melissa's on top of it. Of course. Of course she is. And yeah, in speaking about gift ideas, keep in mind that there are vendors here in the marketplace that offer great gift ideas beyond food and gift certificates and yarn, of course, or handmade things from us. Thrive Creative Innovations is a shop in here, and she carries almost all Saginaw made products. She has a lot of things on consignment, which is kind of cool. This, That, and Maybe is a new shop in here that's on the other side of the coffee shop, which we are loving because of the number of people that come in here and ask us, can you make me this hat? Can you make me this scarf? Whatever. Now we can direct people over there because they do things to order. So if you need a last minute project, they might be able to help you out with that. But they also have a lot of things that are made over there as well from local people and from the ladies that own it. Purple Sage Beads and Jewelry is in here. She has walls of already made pieces of jewelry that are really cool. She also can help you make your own, help you design it. You can sit down and make something anytime she's open, which is awesome. And she's great for ideas on things too. After November 17th and 18th, the next week is, oh, you guys, I just realized, I did see the big bubble. I don't know where that came from. It was kind of fun though. Some of you know, some of you don't. I have to have some, I don't know if I would call it minor hip surgery, but I have to have hip surgery, not like a replacement or anything, on November 14th. So I may or may not be in the shop that week, which might make the holidays in the heart of the city a little tricky that weekend. So I'm gonna have to try and get myself here. I'll be on crutches for 2 weeks, which also means that I will be on crutches for Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. So I am prepping people now so that I'm hoping that you will give me some grace and have some patience with me. Primarily, now there's another thumb. I don't know where the thumbs are coming from. It's funny. It's funny. From what the doctor tells me, kind of like muscle fatigue and standing for any length of time is probably what's going to get to me the most. So standing behind the register, I might be a little bit tricky. I do plan to have a stool back there to kind of help me a little bit, but just kind of a heads up. So Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, I will be doing the gift card promotion again. I don't have all the details on that. Typically, it runs where you purchase a gift certificate of a certain amount and you get bonus, like Kohl's Cash, we call it fiber funds, to use like free money, basically, you can use in January. So that will start probably Black Friday, and I'll run it for about 2 weeks. So you've got 2 weeks to make sure all the people in your life know what they need to do, where they need to go, and and how to get all of that to you. I do though want to mention, and I hope I remember to mention this again, but if you know somebody is gifting a certificate, but you're not going to see them until, oh, my thing is giving me some weird messages on YouTube. I don't know why. I hope everything looks okay on YouTube. Ravelry, yeah. Everybody gets sucked down the Ravelry rabbit hole. So, oh, if you know somebody's bought you a gift certificate, but you're not going to see them until after the holidays, make sure they get at least the gift card number for the fiber funds to you so you can use it in January. I have had people in the past where for some, they get the gift certificate or then they don't even open it until February or March, but make sure you get that because that's free money. Thank you, Donna. It's just a laparoscopic thing, but it's still stitches on the bones, I think. So I'm a little bit nervous, but it'll be fine. I trust the doctors. Small Business Saturday. So the gift card promotion will start Black Friday. Small Business Saturday, we're probably going to do draw your deal like we did in the past. So we'll have a basket when you come up to check out. You can draw a piece of paper from there. It could be a percentage off. It could be extra bonus fiber funds. It could be a free gift. Could be all kinds of things. So that'll be on Small Business Saturday. I anticipate that I will have some kits from, I'm hoping Dream in Color. I just emailed them today because their email got lost in the mix of things. But we usually have kits from Dream in Color that are exclusive to Small Business Saturdays. And I'm sure we'll have some from other vendors as well. I am not sure if I will be doing any sort of countdown to Christmas or 12 days of deals, anything like that. I'm not sure. It'll kind of depend on how the second half of November goes. I will still, it's because we prep people to take advantage every year of the fact that I will do a Swift and Winder discount sale for pre-orders. And I will be doing that this year too. So if that's something you're in the market for, make sure you keep an eye on that. That'll be probably the first part of December that will get that kicked off. December 16th here at the marketplace is Magical Day at the Market. So if you have little girls or little boys in your life that love princesses and princes and Santa and all the Christmassy things, bring them here on December 16th. It's a Saturday. There are local actors who come in and they have photo ops set everywhere with princes and princesses. Santa and Mrs. Claus are usually here for a bit. I believe they do some sort of like a cookie decorating station. Lots of good things for the kiddos. So kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, great grandkids. Make sure people know that they can bring them here and have a good time and get some food and get some yarn while you're here. That's all my notes I have for upcoming events. And I think that's pretty much all I had to cover today. I hope if you have trick-or-treaters tomorrow, they are, hey, Janessa. I hope if you have trick-or-treaters tomorrow, they are respectful and cute and bring some joy to your evening. If not, I just sit at home and have some candy while you knit. There's nothing wrong with that. But I hope everybody has a good week. And if we don't see you here sometime this week, we will see you, and warm. We'll see everybody back here next Monday, which will be in November. Oh, you guys can't believe it. So next Monday at 7 o'clock. Same place, same time.